In the end, it's impossible to completely avoid toxicity in the Elder Scrolls Online, but you can at least keep the trolls on their toes by avoiding these rookie mistakes. Hey everyone, it's Spopes. In this guide, I'm going to cover the top 8 mistakes new players most commonly make when they're first starting out in the Elder Scrolls Online. Some of them will simply set you back as you gain power and expertise on your character, but others may earn you the ire or even the death threats of community members who have not yet figured out how to grow up. So stick around to the end to learn all the top 8 mistakes you should avoid as a new player in ESO. And before we dive in, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please like and hype the video. And I'd like to invite you to join the Spopes Army, my membership program, to support me directly. Also, please do check out the merch below the video. Go to my Fourth Wall site for a full catalog. And keep in mind you can leave me donations on Fourth Wall or right here on YouTube in the form of super thanks. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let's dive into the top 8 mistakes you should avoid making in ESO. If this is your first character in the Elder Scrolls Online, you'll definitely want to make it into a crafter. And one of the first and most important steps in becoming a crafter is researching traits. Every kind of gear in the game can have a variety of traits, and to be able to craft that type of gear in that trait, you have to research it first. To research a trait on a particular piece of gear, you need to pick up a piece of that gear, in this case a hat, with that trait already on it. So in my inventory already, I do have a hat with the impenetrable trait. So I'm going to go ahead and research it. All you have to do is select the item to research, click Research Traits, confirm that you want to destroy the item you're researching, and the timer will begin counting down. With Update 49, the amount of time it takes to research traits on gear has gone down significantly. So there's never been a better time to begin the researching process. And keep in mind that by allocating certain passives within each crafting skill line, you can make it possible to research up to 3 different traits at the same time. Under blacksmithing, it's metallurgy, clothing, it's stitching, and woodworking, it's carpentry. The one time this isn't the case is with jewelry crafting, which is kind of different anyway. For more information on how to craft jewelry, check out the video linked above. But yeah, in general, it's a good idea to start researching as many traits as possible on blacksmithing, woodworking, and clothing as soon as you can. That way, when it comes time to craft your first pieces of endgame gear, you won't be left in the lurch, you'll be ready to start crafting, and you'll be one step closer to that fancy title, Grandmaster Crafter. So that's my first mistake that new ESO players often make, slacking on researching crafting traits. Definitely start researching now so you'll be able to reap the benefits later. The second mistake that new players commonly make in ESO is selling all the gear they pick up instead of deconstructing it or using it for trait research. When you go to a vendor and look at all this gear, the amount of gold you can get for it, especially as a new player, does seem enticing. But you'll be selling yourself short if you sell this gear to vendors instead of deconstructing it or saving it for trait research. Not only does deconstructing gear give you crafting materials, but it also gives you XP for your crafting skill lines. This is especially true for intricate pieces of gear. These give you 280% extra inspiration for your crafting skill lines. So definitely make sure to deconstruct and not sell any intricate pieces of gear you get. There's only one exception to this rule, and that's ornate gear. This gives you the same amount of inspiration for your crafting skill lines if you deconstruct it, but it gives you a lot more gold than normal gear. So sell your ornates, but keep everything else, either for researching traits or for deconstructing for inspiration and crafting materials. So yeah, as tempting as it may seem when you're a broke new player, keep in mind you will get other sources of gold as you continue with the game. The amount of gold you get for gear is really not that high anyway, except for ornates. You're going to be investing in your long-term success in the game much better if you either deconstruct that gear or save it for trait research. The next mistake that new ESO players often make is not getting started on daily crafting writs early. It's really easy to do. You can go up to any of these writ crafting boards, pick up this little quest, and then talk to the associated NPC. Now, this is where all that deconstructing you've been doing is really going to come in handy. Because if you've already been deconstructing gear, and you've gotten the crafting skill line associated with the writ up to at least level 10, you'll be able to skip the intro fetching quest for unlocking that particular crafting writ. You'll be able to say you're already experienced and get certified without having to do any legwork. So the NPC you talk to about consumables crafting writs is Daniel Teleno. He's located in every major city. And the NPC you talk to about equipment crafting writs is Melenith, also located in every major city. And see, here I am unlocking my blacksmith crafting writs on this particular character. And because I already have that skill line to level 10, I can just get certified without any legwork. Another great reason to start deconstructing early. So then once you've unlocked a certain type of crafting writs, you just pick it up from the board and then go over to the associated station. I have an add-on that I really recommend called Dolgabon's Lazy Writ Crafter that does this automatically. So then you just go up to the crafting station and Dolgabons will craft it for you. If you don't have Dolgabons, you can do it manually. but do keep in mind these writs scale to your current crafting skill level. One common misconception is you need to wait till the end game to start doing crafting writs because you need end game materials and lots of skill points. That is simply not true. You can get started with crafting writs right from the very first thing you do in the game, but I do recommend getting all of your crafting skill lines to at least level 10 to avoid the intro quests. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to start doing this early. Once you've completed the writs, your quest marker will tell you where to go to turn it in, and you will notice when you turn it in that you get quite a bit of inspiration for that crafting skill line and also quite a bit of gold, along with plenty of raw materials. So right from the beginning of the game, this is one of the best ways to make gold. Unlock all the different crafting writs. Remember, they do scale to your current crafting level. There's no reason to wait. Do them with Dolgabon's Lazy Writ Crafter, an add-on that's available on both PC and console. Go and turn them all in, and that's an easy 5k gold every single day on that character. So yeah, don't make the mistake of not doing your crafting writs. Get started on them early, make some money, get some crafting experience. This will pay off majorly in the long term. Another thing you really want to avoid doing early on in the game as a new player is selling your crafting materials to vendors. It's understandable if your bag gets cluttered, you want to make some more room, but as you can see, these sell for a really low amount of gold. Regardless of the crafting material, you can always sell it for more to other players. Either link the material in zone chat, or once you get to level 10, join a trading guild and put it in the guild trader, or simply get ESO Plus and stack these up until you want to sell them later. But yeah, selling off your crafting materials to vendors is a great way to lose money in the game, a great way to waste potential gold you could have gotten. And there's also the fact that you might end up using these materials later on. So yeah, one of the major benefits of getting ESO Plus is the craft bag. This is not included unless you have a subscription to the game. But even if you don't have ESO Plus, just invest in some more bag or bank space and stash these away for later, or even better, find other players to sell them to. Simply put, you will hardly get any gold for crafting materials from in-game vendors. Either hoard them or sell them to other players. Don't make this rookie mistake. All right, that's it for the crafting tips. Now let's move on to some general quality of life mistakes to avoid. First, as a new player with hardly any gold, you should avoid using the fast travel system. Once you've unlocked it, you can fast travel to any way shrine in the game from whatever location you're in. To do so, you just go to the map, click on the way shrine, and select fast travel. But it does give you a little bit of a tooltip telling you will have to pay gold to do this. As you can see, it costs a lot more to fast travel again if you just did it recently. So because you probably won't have very much gold to waste, it's a much better idea to simply go to the way shrine and then select the other way shrine you want to go to. Fast traveling from one way shrine to another is always free. The only time you have to pay is when you're out in the world away from a way shrine and you want to go to a way shrine. But yeah, because I went from way shrine to way shrine, it was free to go out here to the Windy Glade. Definitely don't fast travel without a way shrine as a new player who doesn't have much gold. As a new player, you probably won't have unlocked champion points yet either, but it is worth noting that there is a passive node in the green champion point tree called Wanderer that does reduce the cost of traveling between way shrines by up to 50%. So once you do get a champion point level and start investing in your champion point nodes, this is an important one to invest in early. Something else that new players often do is underestimate the importance of training your mounts. As a new player, your mount is going to start off really slow, but you can speed it up by going to the Stable Master. The Stable Master now gives you plus 3% to the particular riding skill you choose every day. That is up from plus 1%, and it's the same cost. So now, more than ever, it's important to train your mount every single day at the Stable Master. It resets with the global reset every night, so every day that you log in, one of the first things you should do is go to the Stable Master and train your mounts. Stable Masters are located in every major city, and they're marked by the horse head icon on your map. You want to train your mount's speed first, and then it's up to you whether you choose to train stamina or carry capacity next. But definitely max out speed before you invest in either of the other two. There's one way you can get a major boost to your mount speed early on in the game, and this is something that a lot of new players overlook. When you get to level 10, you will unlock Cyrodiil. This is one of the main PvP modes in the game, and while PvP might be a little bit too much for brand new players, you should at least go to Cyrodiil once and do the introductory quest. This quest takes about 10 minutes to complete and simply involves going around talking to people. There's one point you have to repair siege weapons, but otherwise it's very simple. Just simply talk to the guy right next to where you initially port into Cyrodiil. And remember not to skip the intro quest because that won't give you as much XP. If you do complete the whole intro quest, you will get to level 3 under the Alliance War skill line Assault. This unlocks the passive continuous attack, which gives you plus 15% to your mount speed. So that's the equivalent of 5 days of mount training all in one go. All you have to do is go to Cyrodiil, do a quick intro quest, and you're done. This is an often slept on tip. If you want your mount to start going fast immediately, definitely at least pay Cyrodiil a visit and do this intro quest. All right, now my final tip is something easy you can do to get those trolls off your back right from the start. In the Elder Scrolls Online, many enemies cast area of effect ground attacks. These are always marked by a red circle that are relatively easy to see and also relatively easy to avoid. One way to avoid dying and keep your team happy in group content is to simply not stand in the red circle. In the game, this is affectionately called standing in stupid. So don't stand in stupid, guys, and you'll give the people you're playing with one less reason to get mad at you. All right, so those are my top 8 mistakes to avoid as a new player in the Elder Scrolls Online. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff to do and not to do. That's why I also have a video out recently with the top 17 things you should do first as a new player, or as a returning player with a new character. But I know there's even more beyond that. So if you are a veteran player watching this video, please do chime in with your tips of things that new players should avoid when they're first starting out in the game. Also comment to let me know what you think about my tips. If you have any further questions about the tips I covered or anything else you should do as a new player, do leave it all in the comments. I really appreciate you all watching. Please don't forget to support me by subscribing to the channel, also liking and hyping the video. And I would really appreciate it if you supported me directly by becoming a member of the Spopes army or picking up some merch. You can also leave me a donation. It is all very much appreciated. As a Christian man, I always end my videos with prayers. So let's finish up with a prayer to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Lord, thank you for guiding new players to ESO. I ask that you help show them what a wonderful game it is. And Lord, thank you for my community. Please empower them to provide tips to new players so we can all have a better experience in the game. Lord, I thank you for my channel. I give all glory to you for my channel and for the video today. I ask that you continue to grow my channel, make it an even better resource for new and veteran players alike. And Lord, I thank you for my community. Please bless them with their experiences in ESO and the world beyond. And Lord, please do help anyone who is struggling to follow in the footsteps of Jesus. Make their path easy, make your burden light, and also please do guide all those recently departed souls to your side. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Again, everyone, thanks for watching. Please do leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to like the video, hype it, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, turn on notifications, because I'll be back soon with new content.